friends! So this video was supposed to only be about making some Valentine's Day cards for my entire town out of recycled materials such as old boxes, magazine clippings, and everything. But right before I started filming, I got an urgent notice that there would be a protest and a walkout started by the high school a county over, and a lot of adults were getting very hostile. So this video also may not actually finish. I'm starting to record it because I still want to make Valentines for everyone in my town, but things might not happen. And I prioritize making sure that these kids that are getting active threats are going to be safe to perform their First Amendment rights. So yeah, let's see where this takes us. But for all intents and purposes, today we are making some recycled Valentine's Day cards for, if not the whole, as many people as possible in my town, because I really like the idea of when you were in kindergarten and everyone just gave Valentines to each other. I feel like we really need to bring that back. And I also don't like how consumerist the holiday is. I think that there is nothing more special than a handwritten card. I think writing cards and just giving little thoughtful presents is so much more important, especially when you make them yourself. And that's what we're gonna do today. So last night, I cut out a bunch of things for magazines, and I will show you some. But first, we're gonna get all this lovely cardboard here, cut into some hearts. And I think I'm gonna make one-sided cards. They're all gonna be heart-shaped. And I'm gonna put a bunch of images all over them, some stickers that I got from the thrift store like 9 months ago. And I'm gonna use basically any art supplies I have. So that's pencils, markers. I also have these paint markers. But we're just gonna get crafty with it and see what happens.
I'm using old cardboard boxes, and these are kind of like thinner cardboard. You can also use cereal boxes or pasta boxes, and it's gonna have the same type of thickness. You can use thicker cardboard, but I like using this because it's thick enough to hold up against people holding it and moving it around, but also it's not too thick to the point where it's just bulky.
Alright, so these are quite small, but I think since I'm only going to be writing like 1 or 2 sentences and we're going to be doing them basically like elementary school style, I don't really think it matters. However, when I make cards for people that are more personal, I do like to take up the whole page, if not more than 1 page. So thankfully I have plenty more boxes for people closer to me. But last night I had a lot of fun going through the magazines, and I got these magazines from a free pile at a library, and they already had a bunch of stuff cut out, which made me feel better because I always feel a little weird being like the first one to cut something out of a magazine. It's also like sketchbooks. Like the first page always feels so weird because you don't want to ruin it and you don't want to like just put just anything on it. So I usually leave the first page blank and finish it last in the sketchbook. So I think I'm going to do 30, which I know my town is a lot bigger than 30, but given the circumstances, I think 30 is the best I'm going to be able to do. Especially since now, instead of finishing them today and putting them out tonight while everyone's asleep, like some little like cherubic Santa Claus, I'm going to have to put them tomorrow on actual Valentine's Day, which is okay. And you guys are going to be seeing this really late, and that's okay. Because this is more about making them than it is about the video, but I just wanted to give you guys some ideas of things you could do to make your community feel loved, because I think everyone needs it right now. Everybody needs to feel a little bit more loved, and everyone needs a little more community in their life. So for those of you who are following, the moratorium got passed, meaning that we have a full year where we don't have to deal with the encroachment of a data center while we all try to scramble and figure out how we're going to ban a data center outright. I can say about 99% of Canton does not want the data center. And this is a problem that has been plaguing every single city. Like, if they haven't gotten to you yet, they will. So I think it's so important to basically stand up to them, because they're just these giant bullies with an unspendable amount of money. And it's already happened 22 times. Like, they've already been scared off in 22 different cities, so it's possible. And now we can finally start to imagine what we want. And I think that's something that a lot of people should really consider. Not only what are we fighting against, but what are we fighting for? And what I mean by that is, what do we want? Like, because if you're just fighting and fighting something, you have to stop and consider, okay, if the data, like let's say for instance the data center. If the data center was not yet built, right? Like if they banned it outright, what do we want there? What are we fighting for? And to my wonderful surprise, a lot of people wanted community spaces, a greenway, a children's museum, public transport, and some sort of industry. And by industry, obviously not a data center. So just to see everyone around me actually caring about the environment, caring about community and their families, it's really, really heartwarming. And I'm really growing to love where I live. And I think that everybody in this town deserves a Valentine. And even if I didn't think that, I still would want to make Valentines anyway, because I think some people are just grumpy. And I think it would help them feel better if they got a Valentine, because maybe they didn't get one when they were little. All right, so we have 21. So I want to make at least 9 more. And all of these scraps, since this is, I think it's vegetable-based dye, I'm pretty sure, but all of these will be going in my compost. I have all of my hearts cut out, so this is going to be for this year. Honestly, I'm a little bit sad I can't do more, but given the circumstances, I mean, I still think 30 is pretty good. Here is my pile of things I cut out last night. I didn't cut them out perfectly, but does it matter? No. So for this, I have like 20 minutes left. I am going to start taking some of these things that I found, and gardening magazines are great for this. You can use your creativity and imagination for this, like push it to its limits, get weird with it. We've got a lot of pretty flowers here. I also thought about doing things with like, kind of like that like serial killer like magazine letter type stuff. You know what, let's start with that. Let's start with that one. So I've got like an E here. And I have not used school glue in forever. And if you think, guess what? I got this at the bins. I get all my craft supplies secondhand, which probably seems crazy because how do you get anything specific? But you don't. You just be patient and you use what you have until you find it. There are very few instances where I'll get something firsthand, and that usually is glue, but when I find it at like a thrift store, I get it. So yeah, I'm putting that down, and it's gonna say like love if I can find all of the other letters. I also found this cute little trout. I think it's a trout. Honestly, I don't know. It's a fish. Yeah, that would look really cute. And I'm gonna write like you're a catch. So if you're looking for like what level of cheesiness to go with, I think all the way. I think like triple cheese pizza cheesy, but you do whatever you want. And of course the glue stick is out, but we're still going to use the last bit of it, and if I have to go with a paintbrush and like kind of scrape it out, I will. But yeah, these don't have to take forever. They don't have to look perfect. They just have to have good intentions. And I think I think that's cool as hell. I think whoever gets that is gonna be pretty happy. So yeah, these are gonna look like mismatched and not perfect at all, but that's kind of the point. I thought this was cute, but I think this is good for like a full length card. We've got some florals. I have a feeling if I keep doing that, it's just gonna explode, and then that's gonna be worse. Looks like my time might be up for right now. But I did get a good start going, so I will see you guys this evening. Hopefully I am not, So wish me luck. And hopefully I'll see you tonight. So I just parked and now we're gonna figure out how bad this is. It looked like there wasn't a lot of adults harassing them, so I think we're doing pretty good so far. So despite multiple people coming to heckle and harass the kids, everyone ended up safe, and that's the most important part. Oh my god, it wasn't recording.
When I got back, I dedicated the rest of my evening to finishing up these cards. I used markers, colored pencils, and collage.
I am back and very tired, but a lot of these have actually dried, so we've got a lot of them. I honestly don't know how many I'm going to be able to make tonight, but honestly, I think any Valentines that I make are going to be better than none, so we're chilling with it. I'm honestly happy with any number I make at this point. I do know sometimes some things take priority, and today was one of those days, which has been a lot of those days recently. So the fact that I get to sit and make any Valentines at all is really nice. We've got the full love, which I'm gonna work on that one as well. And I've just been kind of crafting around with all of these. And I will write little things on the back for each one, like a little note. And tomorrow on Valentine's Day, we are going to hand deliver our Valentines. And I will not be filming people because I'm not really quite fond of, you know, especially since I want to give them a gift, I don't want to just film them because it's a little weird. But I will be filming in the places where there are no people because I will be leaving some in the library and I will be just leaving some around town. So for those things, I will show you, and for others, I'm gonna leave it just between me and the people of the town because I just feel like that's more personal. And yeah, I really do think that there needs to be a basic level of respect when it comes to like being online and just filming things. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to delivering these tomorrow. And this is the dog one. Like, the dog one is one of my favorites. Like, this looks so cute. So once I finish these, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So I actually think I might sit and bunker down and finish the rest of them. Don't know yet, but we're really gonna try. Honestly, I may just write notes on the rest of these because I'd rather give them out than not, so I might just take a Sharpie and write little notes and then maybe like put one thing on it, but we'll see.
So I worked late into the night and early into Valentine's Day morning, making as many cards as I could, and I still ended up with about 30, but I'm pretty happy with that. Please take this as your sign to make Valentines for people, or just a card just because you feel like it. I didn't realize the library would be closed on Valentine's Day, so I decided to leave some outside. Voting is happening here next week, so the people that are voting will get a nice little surprise. The library was closed, so I'm just gonna leave some outside for the people to find tomorrow. A lot of people complain about Valentine's Day and a lot of other holidays being very consumerist, but they really don't have to be. I think holidays are what we make them, and honestly, all of us can work to make sure that they're just filled with love and not filled with endless consumption and a bunch of things that nobody really needs. To my surprise, a lot of the stores were closed, but that meant that people were spending time with each other at home. So I'm really happy with that.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And for the few stores that were open, I decided to come in and give every employee a Valentine.
So after going into the cafe, which was so cute, and they actually have Appalachian apple stack cake, but I only have 3 left, so I'm gonna go in the pool hall next door and see if anybody wants one. So my basket is empty, but hopefully my Valentines made a lot of people happy, or will tomorrow when they find them. But I think everyone should do this if they can, and we need to just bring back where everyone gets Valentines. But other than that, that's all for today, and I love you so very much. I hope that you have Valentine's Day just as beautiful as you are, and I will see you very soon. All right, bye.